Hey everyone, Dan Olson here. Over the past 28 years, it's been my pleasure to work and serve in the world of franchising. Now today, I'm about to introduce to you one of the hottest new franchises that's ever come out in the world of franchising. This is a program and system that's very in demand. There's a lot of demand for the healthcare and wellness programs. Also, this is something where you can work from home or a small office. There's not a lot of overhead to it. It's got residual income. It allows you to get lots of freedom. So I'm about to introduce to you our CEO from RX2Live, Brian Hazelgren. Brian, great to have you here today.
So awesome to be here with you, Dan. Thank you for that introduction. Excited to chat with you about our franchise opportunity.
Oh, my pleasure. You know, Brian has spent a lot of time in franchising and business, developing business, and in the healthcare industry, and has written 17 books, and has also written, now famous, the Masters of Business Acceleration for Doctors, and has helped raise $1.3 billion in healthcare for hospitals. So he's done a lot in healthcare and also franchising, and is an amazing business guy, and has taught business for years. So we're excited to have him and describe this business opportunity a little bit more to us today. So Brian, what does RX2Live do, and can you describe the business model a little bit more for us?
Absolutely. I mean, it's real simple to look at what our franchise system looks like. It is, like you said, we focus very heavily on the medical world. We also focus on health and wellness. So if anyone's ever had an interest in health and wellness for themselves, for their family, even for the industry nationwide, it'd be a great opportunity for them to look at what we do. So we really cut it out like a model for anyone to be able to follow that really is simplified with 3 vertical markets. Those 3 vertical markets look like this. We work with doctors to bring new services and products to them. We also help them grow their practice. We bring in services and products also to corporations to help their employees become more productive. And then we also work very closely with the elder care facilities around the country. And then later on, I'll explain to you another 4th vertical market that we've just started this year that's very exciting. Does that give you a quick overview?
Awesome. Yeah, that's awesome, Brian. Yeah, if you could maybe give us some ideas on what types of services and products are offered within those verticals, that'd be great.
Sure, absolutely. This first one that I'm going to show you is really what we started with back in 2014, before it was even launched as an actual service offering by Medicare. But let's just fast forward to 2015. It's called chronic care management. The whole goal there is the doctor outsources this service to us and our vendor partner. We capture 20 minutes of time with the patient on the phone. We upload that information to the patient's chart. Now the doctor has an outsourced version of a system that is literally generating a really nice stream of income and helping the doctor take better care of their patients, because it's medical clinicians who are actually making those phone calls. What we've also done is we've captured a way to take the CCM program, chronic care management, and now couple that with remote patient monitoring. We all know that with this past year, there have been many doctors that were actually shut down for 10 to 12 weeks. So monitoring the patient's vitals and many other things about that patient and their development has become first and foremost at the top of the list for Medicare to help the Medicare patients. So we've coupled remote patient monitoring with the CCM program, again, to help provide better outcomes for the patient and help the doctor have an extension of his or her practice by utilizing our services. But we do all the work. And we were looking at it even closer, and we thought, well, why don't we also add in medication management? Because one of those questions on CCM actually revolves around, is the patient taking their medications properly as prescribed? Well, CMS, Medicare, is telling us that 80% of those data points or those answers coming back from that question are incorrect. So we now have a way to couple medication management with CCM and RPM, or remote patient remote patient monitoring, excuse me. So those 3 together are 3 separate service offerings, but it's really under one umbrella. Then we can move. we can move. It's a very exciting program, and not many physicians know that you can literally bill for those three separate services and help your patients in so many different ways. Our next program is what we call behavioral health screenings. We have 22 different screenings that you can offer your patients as they come in for a face-to-face visit, basically handed a tablet, and they can walk through a very simple 3 to 10 minute screening, and that will help the physicians understand what's going on with that patient, maybe since the last time that they visited, and if there are some issues that they have to worry about or maybe even bring up with the patient on the behavioral health side. Great little program, very easy to use and operate. Biologics has received a lot of attention here in the world of medicine here the last couple of years. What we do is we provide biologics to the physicians. We work with some amazing labs that provide the products. Now, this is a great income stream for the practice as well. And a practice that's not looking or hasn't done biologics, you may want to look into this in a very strong way, because it's a great income stream for the physicians, for the practice. Even better, you're helping solve a lot of issues for your patients by using these solutions that are out there under the biologics category. We also have a way for the physicians, not just physicians or MDs, but also chiropractors and pain management clinics, and several other specialists that are utilizing our DNA genetic blueprint test. That's literally a way to take a quick swab and figure out what the workout regimen should look like, what the meal plan should be for your patients based on their DNA and their genetic markers, and then what supplements they're going to need in their system that specifically work with their DNA and their genetic markers. And then there's a fourth element, and that's for the cognitive function, to see if there might be some potential risks down the road for cognitive issues, all built into that DNA genetic blueprint test. It's a fun little system. It's a great little revenue generator for the physicians as well. And our franchisees really like offering this to lots of different medical professionals. When Dan and I first started out and we looked at what offerings could we put out into the market, weight loss was one of those hot issues and hot topics when we first brought all these things together. And we still have an amazing weight loss program with over 100,000 patients that have been on the system, and it just works wonders for people. And it's a great program, not just to help, again, help your patients, but their health and wellness is first and foremost. And this little program is a very inexpensive way to help them achieve the results that they're looking for. It's also a nice income generator for the practice. Because we work with physicians throughout the system, they're also going to elder care facilities. Well, what if we can take most of those same products and services that we bring to our doctors, now we can bring that to an elder care facility. We can literally drive additional income streams for the facility, plus again, help provide better resident outcomes. Great little system, huge potential with that particular area and that vertical. CMS is telling us that there's another 25 years of growth in that particular program and that vertical market alone. There's a huge opportunity, and we haven't seen any companies that have actually bundled up the services and products like we've done for the elder care market. So you're going to be first to market with this whole system that we've designed. Workplace well-being is obviously a key topic these days, especially with workers or employees that have been displaced and they're working from home and they may not feel connected with their coworkers. We've got a very robust workplace wellness system. Really just bring it down to three areas. We can provide a wonderful app that also has an employee assistance program built into it and many other features that we'll cover at a later time. We can provide health and wellness expos or wellness fairs in person, if that's still allowable at the company. We can also do that virtually. Franchisees generate income from both of those two areas. And then if they want to actually provide training on building a positive culture in that company, we have a system designed for that as well. So while we're on the topic of training, as Dan mentioned earlier, we saw that early on it would be very important to take a lot of the knowledge and even the science on helping the doctors understand, you're amazing at science and medicine, but maybe since you haven't had a lot of training on the business side, that might be lacking a little bit. Well, this is a system that I literally had to revamp and redo from some old days of training over 3,500 MBA students. So as Dan mentioned, it's called the Masters of Business Acceleration, which is quite a bit different. A little play on words there. We're really helping doctors build a better business within their practice with this system. So there's some pretty cool training systems. And as I mentioned, back not just for corporate employees, but also staff members at a practice. They always need to have actually anybody on the planet needs to have some additional ideas about how to build and maintain a positive attitude and a positive culture within the company. So that's another area that we are also heavily involved in now going forward. If you're looking for a franchise that also offers training, we do that too. Last thing I want to bring up here is our new market, and that's the dentist market. I was giving a presentation earlier this year, and a couple of dentists were in the audience, and they said, "Well, hey, you're talking about how you're helping doctors. What do you got for us?" So we've designed a dentist special package to help the dentist drive additional income, but also help them grow their practice and take better care of their patients. So we've got a brand new market with dentists. So if you're interested in the dental field, we've got a solution for you there as well. That really rounds out, Dan, what we have to offer. We have more services and products, and I just wanted to at least highlight some of these.
Yeah, you've got some tremendous products and services in there. Over the years that I've been in franchising, I've come across a lot of different opportunities, and I've seen some amazing concepts, and this is one of the greatest I've ever seen. And one of the reasons why I've actually owned 10 different franchises over my many years. So this is number 11. I'm also a franchisee for RX2Live, so it's my honor to be part of the team. But what I'm seeing here is not only the income and the benefits of the franchise, but for me, the huge thing is to be of help to others. It's such, in helping others, whether that's food or hair care or whatever business that's out there, they're great businesses. This has been pandemic resistant, it's recession resistant, and it only keeps getting bigger and bigger because more and more people are in demand for health care and wellness types of services. So the doctors are now providing those. But the biggest thing for me has been to be able to see people walk out of that doctor's office or walk out of whatever they're doing with us or the elder care facility, and they're feeling better about themselves, and we've actually changed their lives. And in fact, we even have saved lives. Just 2 weeks ago with one of the systems and programs here, we were able to save an actual doctor's life. And so to be able to save lives and to help people change their lives, I don't know of a better business where there's more reward than that. And so, Brian, tell us a little bit more about some of the other benefits of being an RX2Live franchisee, if you would.
Absolutely. Well, first of all, you're going to be your own boss. So that's exciting to start off with. I've been an entrepreneur for going on 3 decades now. So you're also going to take advantage of systems that have already been created for you. You don't have to spend the next couple of years developing the business models, developing the different systems that we've already put together, or even developing the national relationships with vendor partners that have already been put in place and are working tremendously well. You're buying into a system that's already developed, I guess is really the point. And, when you're able to help doctors grow their practice and they're outsourcing a lot of these services and products, and we can boldly make the claim that we can double or triple the net income to the practice, we've got ways to show them how to do that. And that's very rewarding, as Dan mentioned. Plus, we've got 4 vertical markets that you can go to. I guess I'm a little old school here, but I still feel like, look, we have a menu option for the franchisees to choose from, but pick one vertical market, pick 1 or 2 services or products, You could even lead with the CCM, RPM, and medication management product and just make a tremendous living just doing that alone. But what we always talk about is where's your passion and where are your connections? Okay, let's say you don't even have any connections in the medical field. We're going to help you with that. We're doing national media campaigns. We obviously give the leads to our local franchisees. The whole point in designing a franchise system is to have many people out in the field. And that's what we offer. We do a ton of training. We're always doing training every week with our franchisees with, when you've got over 20 services and products and 4 vertical markets, there's kind of a never ending stream of training that we offer. That's a huge benefit for the franchisees. I was involved with many national brands of franchises at a different level where they were actually sponsors in helping us raise more capital for children's hospitals. But I got to sit in their meetings and I remember asking about the questions. What training are you providing? Well, we give them training when they first buy the franchise, then they're kind of on their own. That shocked me. We don't do that. We provide training literally every week. So that's a huge initiative for us. Plus we also have templates. If you need a business plan template to go get funding, we've got that. If you want a marketing strategy template to grow your business just in your specific market, using email campaigns, using events, using social media, we've got all those templates built. We've even got proposal templates that are already built for you. Just cut and paste your own information and be able to give that to maybe a large practice is looking to bring on some of the different services. What if a company wants you to propose to them what you're going to offer, or an elder care facility that may have a regional or national chain behind them? We've got those proposals all built. We got the financial models already built. You have an established brand that is out in the market and doing some wonderful things. So I know that's just a few things that we're covering. There's a long list that I could cover of all the benefits, but those are just a few. Dan, you might. I'm sure I forgot several.
Oh,
please feel free to add into that list.
well, we could go on and on. There's all kinds of fun things, but like you said, Brian, don't let any of these things confuse you, because what I found is you can just target 1 or 2 and go focus on those. And then, because what you become is you become like a medical business consultant. You're a medical business advisory. That's your role as one of the franchisees, and they come to you and they're looking for the next big thing that comes through us to help introduce to them, and then they come back with a question, and that's awesome. But you don't have to get any confusion with that. But here's the big thing that I take away that I like about the benefits is we're building an asset here. We're building a legacy business for ourselves and our families, where we've got that residual income that continues to come in. So that allows us to have even more freedom than a typical franchise. And you mentioned the message there, which I just love, Brian. When you're a consultant, a lot of times you have to go in and convince people and sell them and have them pay money up front for you to consult. With this, you're walking in the door, like Brian said, you can show them how to double or triple the net income of their practice or revenue of their practice without having to add employees or more patients even, with little or no investment up front, while providing that better healthcare experience. The message is awesome. So you can literally consult with a doctor without having them write you a check or anything.
Right.
Although there's programs where you can, but that's just night and day difference on how we go about, because you're providing education to these and building that legacy of a business as you're doing it. So that's some awesome stuff. Now, I know, Brian, you've got a few more things on the target list that you're looking to bring on board. Can you give us a little bit of a hint on what's on the horizon that's coming up?
Absolutely. Like I mentioned earlier, our dental market is brand new. So if you know of dentists in your market, they are going to be very excited about this program. Here's why. We actually had 6 dentists who were very successful in their own right, different parts of the country. They've helped us design this platform that we're taking out to the dental market. In fact, there was some interesting discussions early on about one of our products. It's called the SphenoCath, and it actually was shown to us that it can help reduce migraine pain, and it's basically for migraine therapy. Well, as a migraine sufferer from my old football days, that caught my attention. But as we got to looking at it a little closer, it's not just for migraines, it's also for facial pain. Well, okay, that fits perfectly for our dental market, and they didn't know about it. These dentists had no clue what it was. It's an 11-second procedure, and
Wow.
it gets rid of the pain. And it's a great generator of income for the practice as well. It's cash pay. We're also really excited about the biologics and the future of what's going on. Now, you may have heard of this as stem cell therapy. We like to refer to it as biologics or regenerative biologics because, first of all, it doesn't have the negative connotation that stem cells has, number one. But number two, this is an amazing system that doctors need to know about. Someone else is going to be providing the pain relief or the regenerative relief that the patients need. It might as well be you, doctor, if you're listening. So our franchisees can take that to our doctors. We also have new lines of supplements that we're bringing out. We have different types of durable medical equipment that the doctors can utilize, the franchisees provide to them. We've got our training systems that are now up and running. So for me, it's very exciting about what we've been able to really pivot fairly quickly because of the pandemic. Like Dan mentioned earlier, this is a pandemic-proof business. At least we think it is, because we literally went and found more options for our franchisees to be able to deliver to the physicians. So for us, that's very exciting. We even have PPE supplies for our doctors, for our large facilities that are corporations that need to provide those for their employees, for hospitals, for elder care facilities. So if you're interested in that, we have that as a product as well.
Wow, it just has everything, doesn't it? Thank you, Brian. And the just in finishing up today, the idea here is that you don't have to have any medical or healthcare experience to be a good franchisee with us, but you may want to have some interest in it. And what we're finding is 88% of the public does have interest in healthcare and wellness. So it's a hot topic. It's a very in-demand service, and something that your doctors and professionals and other areas like elder care will just gobble up, and they can become your friends and your clients forever, where you have a chance to develop that nice residual income. So in order to get started on something like this, Brian, what's the initial startup cost typically?
Really the startup costs are less than $70,000. That's usually unheard of in the franchising world. I mean, Dan, you'll know this better than anybody listening to this, and myself, because you've been involved in it for 28 years. But when you have a franchise opportunity that's less than $70,000, that's a big deal with all the stuff that we're delivering as part of that.
It is a huge deal with the remuneration that can be received as a franchisee, and building that long-term asset that you have with the business, with residuals coming in. It's just absolutely phenomenal, and the freedom, of course, is as well. Thank you, Brian. So yeah, you're right. It is a very low-cost franchise, and for certain candidates, I'll just go ahead and say this: there is some ability that we can tie you into some financing sources that can help you get started with that as well. So anyway, thank you for joining us today. If you'd like to get some more information, we suggest you click below, or maybe it's off to the side. I'm not sure, depending on which one you're listening to, but click on that and let's set up an appointment with one of our business strategists to kind of take you through this program and see how it can be added on to an existing business that you might have in the medical field, or you can do brand new startup. Either way, we're going to give you the training, we're going to give you the support, we're going to help you succeed and build that legacy type business for you and your family. So click below. Let's set up something with you where we can chat and see how this might work for you. Brian, anything else you'd like to add before we finish off today?
You know, I did an interview earlier this morning on a new television program, and they were asking me questions about what we do and why we're involved in this space. You know, I guess it just comes down to, we want to make a difference in this lifetime. when we looked at this business model many years ago, we all have the same opinion of we want to make a difference. We want to figure out how we can impact at least 1 million lives, positively impact 1 million lives. That's our first goal. And once we hit that, let's move on to our next goal, which would be 2 million lives, and so on and so forth. You have that opportunity as a franchisee and a franchise owner and a business partner of RX2Live. This is a tremendous opportunity for you to jump into, to have a lot of fun, to work with other franchisees around the country. You're not the first one in, you're not the pioneer, and that's might be a good thing for some people, because you've got a workable program that you can follow. It's a proven system that you can follow, and you're coming in with us at a really good time. And you've got an amazing opportunity and an array of products and services to pick and choose from, to find out where your passion is, where your connections are. And we would be honored for you to take a look at our business at RX2Live and figure out if this is the right franchise opportunity for you. And if it is, I promise you, you're going to be very successful. That's part of our program. We don't want people coming into the program that aren't interested in success or aren't interested in winning. We want people who like to win. And because they're winning by making a huge difference out in the market. That's what we want for our brand and for our company. So we hope that you fit that model. And if you do, love to chat with you further about it.
Yeah, thank you so much, Brian. And Brian has constant interviews. He's very in demand as a speaker and someone who they love to interview on television and on different programs. Has this podcast. RX2Live has won numerous awards from the hottest new franchise companies out there. It's won numerous awards on one of the best worldwide healthcare companies, period. So and that's attributed to Brian and his getting out there in the world and with his interviews and exposing RX2Live to the rest of the world. So we appreciate you, Brian, and what you do for us. Love to chat with you some more. Please click below and let's set up a time when we can chat. Thanks so much. Take care.
Thank you.